We're not ready.
What? Oh, come on. What's going on here? Right. Shall I cut this bit off? No, I'll tell you what, I'm going to start it like this. I'm just going to leave it in. Why isn't it playing the clip?
Been a long time. Shouldn't have left you without a dope beat. Step 2.
Which I think's poor animal husbandry myself. If you're going to go on holiday and leave your cat there, you can't say that to it when you come back. Cats don't like beats, as far as I'm aware.
I didn't take any of that in. I was spending my time being a silly Willy.
Okay, let's try that again, little tinky dinkle.
Been a long time. Shouldn't have left you without a dope beat. Step 2.
You have to leave biscuits, get a neighbour to look in, leave fresh water.
I mean, I still didn't understand. What is he saying then?
What's he saying? I'll give you one more go and then I'll just tell you what he's saying.
No,
been a long time.
It's been a long time.
Left you without a dope beat. Step 2.
It's been a long time.
Dope mean to step to. What?
Without a dope beat to step to. Shouldn't have left you without dopamine and a stepson. Have you never heard that before? I'm genuinely shocked. A massive, massive hit in about 2000 by Alia. But it was supposed to be, the reference was supposed to be because we haven't published anything for a couple of weeks. We have had our first break ever in Beat Motel. So it was supposed to be like a grand welcoming back of like, hey, we're back. And then there was some joke about poor animal husbandry. But cats don't like beats. I know this because whenever there's fireworks, my wife puts on the radio for the cat, who hides underneath our bed. And last time there was fireworks, there was just banging techno playing when I went up.
But, I mean, does she put on Radio 3, Radio 4?
No, 6 Music, which is a bit of a wild card guess. Past about 7 o'clock, 6 Music could be anything. Could be anything at all. It could be Iggy Pop with his voice so low it shifts tectonic plates, or it could be anything. But anyway, do you know what's worse than leaving a cat alone with just a beat to step to?
Leaving a cat alone without a beat to step to?
No, this.
It's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you without a strong rhyme to step to.
Cats don't understand rhymes, do they? This is not the lol fest it was in my head when I woke up this morning and put together the beginning of this episode. You're just looking at me blankly.
That sounded pretty good. Who was that?
Oh, it is good. It is good. You listen to it again. You might listen to the
Quest.
Not a million miles off.
Dog. Not Five Dog.
It's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you without a strong rhyme to step to.
It's definitely early 90s, mid 90s sound.
Ooh, it's possibly a little earlier than that. It's Eric B. and Rakim.
They're the guys
B.
who kicked that style off, aren't they? They're the guys who invented that thing.
They completely changed hip hop.
Doing it. There's
a really good hip hop documentary, like several part series, and they interview Daryl, is it, from Run DMC? And they say, what was your reaction when you first heard Eric B. and Rakim? And his reaction was, it's over. We're over. We're done. We're finished. We're dead. And they were right. Oh, shit, I hadn't done the disclaimer, just in case anyone's wondering what they're listening to.
Fuck you.
You're listening to the Beat Motel Podcast, and we need to warn you that we like to use words like fuck, shit, and syndiclus, booty scrotix, angry flap, and foot biscuits. And we don't often bleep those words out, apart from because we're not complete animals. But if you understand that and you like music, then listen on. Sorry, people who are just listening rather than watching. If you've been with Beat Motel before, you know I have the inattentive timer. So I've just set the inattentive timer and held it up to the camera. And Dr. Sam's just held up his own inattentive timer, and yours is green.
Mine is green. I thought red would be a bit aggressive, so I was a bit more gentle.
It's an aggressive timer. Right, so welcome to Beat Motel. Quite frankly, if you've never heard us and you've lasted this long, then more fool you, really. So I do love that I get criticised for saying that by people. Like YouTube coaches and podcast coaches get in touch sometimes and go, "Hey, I'm going to help you do some shit or other," and they always say, "Stop telling people not to listen." I said that actively goes against what you need to do to grow a podcast.
But I mean, like, whilst I we've talked about this several times. I hate the modern world, and this is for me a chat with a friend, themed chat with a friend. I could schedule in every week, and if you're listening into my private conversation with my very good friend, you're a bit weird. And
like listening to people, do you? Like listening, do you? Yeah, that whole thing.
You're a listener.
You're a listener. I made a film called The Listener once.
And on a final point, it's like I don't like all this sort of like how to get people hooked thing shit into this. I fucking So good. Fuck you. If we're pissing off the people who think they know how to or want us to to sell us some sort of magic potion to monetize this, fuck you.
That's really not what a zine is, and this is what theoretically started as a zine. Listeners and viewers might be pleased to know that we are sort of going to expand on the zine theme a bit. So we interviewed Mike Watt. I don't think we interviewed him really, did we?
He provided us a platform to listen to him.
Yeah, certainly the first half of the episode was us just listening, and it was only about half an hour in. I suddenly thought, oh shit, I was supposed to be hosting this. So it was more like show and tell, like he was a teacher and we were kids sat cross-legged on the floor just listening to him. But people have liked it. It's gone down well, that episode, and we're gonna. Well, obviously we spoke to Mick. Well, I spoke to Mick from Prolapse, so we're gonna do some more of that, but we also might do a few other little things. So there's a playlist on our YouTube channel called Bonus Bobbins, where I made some very short, some of them are bloody shit, little documentaries about things. The one about the replacements is done all right, but I did some other ones. I did like a history of guitars, trying to be funny, and it's just bloody awful. Sorry, I'm really selling this. I'm like, go have a look. You'll be bored shitless. But
they have the idea of putting the sixth string on it.
I was trying to be funny, right? So, and it is a presentation I gave once to a business group. I was asked to come and speak to a business group, and they didn't give me a topic, so I did the history of guitars. And the joke is that every time I show a guitarist, I show the guitarist and I say, of course, this guitarist, like Jimmy Page, say this guitarist is obviously well known for using, and then the room goes, a Les Paul, and then I show him playing like a mandolin or something. Just that. Right. Right, shall we have your riff of the week?
Sure, go for it, yes.
It's, oh, bloody hell, I've got to find it. We've got so many. We tried to record an interview last night that didn't happen. I've got all the clips still on there, so I'm having to sift through.
As far as I understood, the guy cancelled on us because he's on the front line of the fight against fascism.
Yeah, I know. Fine, great. Right, here's your riff of the week. Pigeons on the roof opposite are fucking. That's
found poetry.
That was a very appealing piece of music. Who was that?
That was the Michelle Gun Elephant.
Just string four random words together. Why not?
Well, they are, to be fair to them, they're Japanese, and they don't come from a point where English was a very acquirable skill in Japan.
Well, there's two questions I have with that name. Is it a machine gun that fires elephants? Like boom, boom, boom? Because that would be massive. Or is it like a machine gun mounted on an elephant?
I don't know.
What?
But
You're supposed to give us information. This is a music podcast.
I'm going to be. So the song was called The Birdmen, and they were a band from the 90s. And apparently they were massive, absolutely massive in Japan in their day. Like
The Birdmen or Michelle Gun Elephant?
Michelle, the Michelle, it's not the,
two
it's
E's,
the
yeah.
Michelle Gun Elephant. But yeah, they never really, they never got sold abroad. And so they're sort of like they're great. Shame they never got sold abroad because
there must be bands like that in every country. A long time ago, that I did an episode with Dr. Hannah, the other doctor who's sometimes co-host on here, and we did songs in languages that aren't English. And I realised there must be so many bands that never get, never get exposure outside the country they're in.
Yeah,
and it's a really good example. It's just, what is that, like garage rock? Would you call that?
Yeah, garage rock. When I looked them up first, when I first looked them up, they were sort of sold on the idea of they really loved the Stooges. So I was like,
can hear that?
Give that a go, and then I just put it on, and that song really, the Birdmen, really sort of stuck. I mean, that great guitar riff, great vocal hook, and then you can hear he's about to go on. He's got another second one going on, or maybe even third one going on.
I like the video, the look of them and everything. I mean, the only band I could draw a similarly band that is a bit like them would be the Hives, maybe.
Yeah.
But they've got a lot more energy than the Hives. The Hives' new stuff's decent. It's pretty good. They've never really been bad, but they're sort of having a resurgence at the moment. So because this is the first episode for 2026, and this is episode 153, possibly. I think I might have lost count and made some stuff up in in the middle there somewhere. I'm going a bit better with my research because I genuinely want some of this to be interesting rather than, interesting for you and me. I'm not bothered about the listeners. So done a little bit of research on the Machine Gun Elephant, and there's a few stories I really like. First of all, the suited and booted thing. So they just wear very sharp black and white suits. And they were asked, the frontman, Chiba, was asked why they chose that as a fashion. He said, it's not a fashion, it's just laziness. If we all wear the same thing, we haven't got to think about it. So I just thought that was quite cool. The guitarist, Abe Futoshi, doesn't use any effects pedals at all. He's vehemently against them, which I think is awesome. He basically just cranks the amp until it's bleeding and only plays using downstrokes, apparently. I mean, these are fairly sort of niche facts, but that is interesting, and it's a Telecaster.
That's Johnny Ramone style.
That's largely how I pay, but that's just through my incompetence. But I've got a tattoo-related fact.
You got a tattoo?
No, I've got a tattoo-related fact about the Machine Gun Elephant. So this isn't like ink in skin. This is do you remember the band Tattoo? It was like TATU.
Oh, Russian lesbians, Russian sisters. What were
they? Yeah, Russian lesbians who they had a massive hit single because they had a quick snog, and then one of them got pregnant. Which I don't.
How does that happen with lesbians?
I was not going to say that because I want to steer clear of anything kind of gendered. But so they were on TV in Japan on a
if
show.
You're a lesbian, write in and tell us how you get pregnant.
They were on a show in Japan called Music Station. Tattoo were, and apparently at the start of their performance they stormed off, and the Michelle Gun Elephant were like, we'll step in, and they went on stage and they played so aggressively and so loudly that they blew out the studio's equipment and the stage caught fire. That doesn't sound true, does it? That sounds like something Ralph from The Simpsons would say.
Is this actually research or is this AI research?
It's a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. It's not I'm not spending hours on this. Let's put it that way.
What are your references?
My references. I do actually kind of make sure I've got references. I've started, listeners probably don't know, I've started a second career not making up, but creating very short videos of facts about Vikings. And it's quite pleasing when someone goes, sauce? And at first I just replied ketchup or HP or something. But it's quite pleasing. I have actually got academic sources for all these things. And turns out they don't care. I think they just want to be mean to me, and I'm just fueling the fire by playing their stupid games. The only YouTube channel we do play those stupid games is Beat Motel. If you give a shit on Beat Motel YouTube channel, we're probably just going to agree with you, to be fair. We get morons like this shouldn't have podcasts. That comes up quite a lot. Yeah, sure.
And I mean, like, that's the thing of, it's not, they're not giving these things out. We're just taking the fucking platform. And frankly, I regard Beat Motel, our contribution to global warming through the internet, as much more worthwhile than any AI slop.
Yes, but Beat Motel podcast slop, much better than AI slop. Right, I'm going to play my riff of the week once I can bloody find it. There is a lot of stuff on there. Can you tell I've got out of practice, I think.
What's a computer? Have you tried turning it on and off?
I've tried speaking to it. I picked up the little speaking thing that you speak into and play stuff.
Hello!
Right, here it is. Good stank face there.
That was shockingly old school death metal.
It's not old, bizarrely. This is a new album, a relatively new album. But I know what you mean. That kind of
this?
It's very sort of Emperor. That kind of like the
I know.
funny
I
little...
thought it was like more. I don't know. This is going to show my naivety of death metal. More death, but what was that?
That's Blood Incantation. And they're playing Norwich Waterfront. So friend Rocky, guitarist in my band Rocky, sent me, he said, look, just go listen to the Blood Incantation album. We ought to buy tickets. And they're playing with Elder, who I bloody love. So it was an easy choice. So I got a bit, it's just one of those albums I've had to stop listening to because I heard
what album's this?
It's called... Oh, shit. I should know. Let me just look it up quickly. The song here is called The Stargate, in brackets, Tablet 3, because it's that kind of thing. And they've got a track on their new album that's a collaboration with Tangerine Dream.
Yeah. The reason I haven't gone into them is because they're all a bit too...
It's a bit prog for you, is it?
Yeah. I mean, that sounded really good. But then if it doesn't stop after 5 minutes, I don't really give a shit.
It does not stop after 5 minutes. It's really strange. I listened to that album and it's got everything. It really is like a, like 80s and 90s electric keyboards or synths. They weren't synths, but electric keyboards had a button on it that said shop demo. Yeah. And you press shop demo and it would play like loads of different musical styles and run you through all the different sounds on the keyboard. The Blood Incantation album a little bit sounds like that, but for metal. It just sort of, it plays through all the different styles throughout the album. So I thought I quite like that. So I listened to the album before, which bizarrely is ambient synth. It's literally like Brian Eno or something.
Because I thought you might like it, yeah.
Oh! That might actually be where it came into my life then. But I heard it and thought, oh, this is interesting.
Yeah, I mean, there were those bands that I heard their second album, Hidden History of the Human Race, and I don't know, I think it was all a bit, there's something just like, I didn't care enough about it, that something just didn't click that deeply. Maybe I'll give it another go, because that sounded great, but it also sounded quite just death-ish, and I thought you were more into death
than mind you, we found out when we went to that all-day death metal festival that a day of death metal is too much death metal.
Yeah, I mean, what is my listening today? My listening today has been Cephalic Carnage, and then Richard Dawson.
That's quite a broad range. That's just a leap from one to the other. That's like wearing a sackcloth, then putting on silk.
Yeah,
does that make sense? I don't know what that means.
I just thought, I can't take too much of one sound. I think this is like my brain you just get a bit bored of the whole double kick thing after a while.
Yeah, it's something, any type of music. I mean, that's probably why I like the radio, really. But a full day of radio, it just starts looping. I've started listening to Helsinki radio again because, for one thing, I don't want to hear the news. There's so much stuff in the news which has, it's like right. So there's an anxiety coping mechanism, like a CBT thing. So self-talk is when you're feeling anxious, you say to yourself, "What's my part in this story?" And it's a really useful technique. And when I hear the news, for one thing, the Trump stuff is just insane. It's just got to the stage. It's just beyond parody. It's just like, I'm not even going to just even think about it for a second. Invading Mexico, fuck off. But then other stuff like hearing someone's died in a car accident up north, I'm like, that's sad. That's really sad. But what's my part in the story? So with Helsinki radio, I can't understand the news. I don't even know if they have news. Do they have news on the Helsinki radio?
Oh yeah.
I just can't tell.
Can't tell.
Can't understand a bean of it. Right. Shall we move on to, as we're a quarter of the way through, we ought to move on to our theme, which is, Sam?
Fast songs for slow days, which...
It's one of mine, and I'll be honest, I sent it to you, you said yes, and when I sat down to sort of work out what tracks I was going to play, I thought, I've done it again. I have hoisted myself by my own petard.
Well, when you sent it to me, I went, what the fuck does that mean? I'm just going to pick fast music.
No, it's got more depth. It's got to have more depth than that. Although I do like the idea of doing a really dumb episode where we just like go. I thought water would be a good theme. I don't know why.
Okay, water's the next one. Sold. Water.
Like, these songs sound wet. Oh man, right. Let's kick off this. It's not really a vehicle, it's more like a wheelbarrow with a flat tyre. And here is... I've got to start finding the track before saying I'm going to play it. 80... Right.
This is the first moist song.
No, the moist...
Okay, when we just call it water, we have to give a moistness rating.
Oh no, I was going to say something which I'm not going to say. But people actually asked us if we edited something out of the last episode, and I said yes, we did for the first time, and with good cause. Dear me,
something stupid I said. I think
it was. Yeah, let's move on quickly.
I just couldn't be bothered to defend myself.
Oh dear, the moistness rating of this episode is already quite barren. Right, this is your first choice for the theme: fast music for slow times.
Oh man, I just want to listen to the whole fucking track.
Two parts of that mix are so 90s. The bass and the loudest fucking kick drum in the world ever. But it's got no transience to it, if that's right. And it's got no decay to it. It's just it's like someone clapping. We recorded a kick like that a few times years ago by putting like 2 pence on the drum skin, sellotaped 2 pence to the drum skin, so when the beater hits it, you get that sort of
Click.
awful clack sound.
I always thought that was I think we've talked about this, but I always thought that kick drum was a result of everybody hates the production on "And Justice for All" by Metallica, but also it also seemed to really be a game changer in a lot of extreme metal production. Very clipped, very very dry, and very and the bass drum is less of a boom and more of a.
It's a real thing when you learn how to mix, which is for me was a very slow process. It's a real thing to realize you make music sound heavier quite often by removing the bottom end. You remove everything under maybe like 100 megahertz. It was the same for techno and drum and bass as well. That really surprised me. But I can see that Metallica changed that. The production of metal, I think, leads the way for all other genres. I genuinely think metal production is always pushing forward, especially at the moment with black metal. You've got bands like Gonorrhea, and Black Braid as well, who their production for black metal is incredible, and arguably the new agriculture stuff as well. It's experimental production. That's cool. That's really smart. So why did you choose 88 Fingers Louie and the song Newspaper?
The song that you just played is actually 88 Fingers Louie Newspaper. There is when you said slow days, there was sort of like sort of something wintry and something a bit sad about that, and there's sort of a melancholy that runs through a lot of 88 Fingers Louie's music.
Do you think? I can hear that. I mean, there's a real thread of that in that type of. I don't want to call it skate punk because I think it kind of almost predates it. But you think "No Use for a Name"? The songs are sad.
Yeah. And so that's where my mind immediately went when with that association. I guess I'm not, and also. I guess I put these part of the idea of the choices were also like sometimes you put on an album of really fast music and actually like your brain goes, okay, I've had enough. Whereas other ones sort of make the time pass quicker. And I find the 88 Fingers Louie album, like when it finishes, I sort of like miss it rather than sort of going, yeah, I've had enough of that.
It's quite sweet. I do know what you mean, though, because we, again, keep talking about our adventures outside of the podcast. We used to go to Brack Rock every year, and we never lasted the whole day.
No.
Because that pace of drumming, a day was just too much. And I'm slightly annoyed.
Frankly, if we were talking earlier about not being able to last the whole day of death metal, I can't fucking last the whole day of skate punk either.
No. And we skipped some big bands. We skipped DOA, who I couldn't give a shit. But we skipped Descendants, which I do kind of regret. I kind of regret not seeing the Descendants. That seems so lame. Not only did we just go to a festival, this is when you were living in the UK, we didn't just go to a festival, we fucking cycled there from Ipswich to Harwich, on the train, took the train then to Harwich, the ferry, and then was it 80 and 90 miles from the Hook of Holland to Antwerp? So we made a considerable effort to go to that festival and couldn't be asked to sit around for an extra half an hour to see the Descendants. That just somehow that feels like a metaphor for this podcast in so many ways. We could improve it. We could get something more out of it for the effort we've put into 153 episodes, but nah. I didn't realise that 88 Fingers Louie, who I kind of know, I wouldn't say I could name their album.
We did see, we saw them. We saw them at that festival, but
Oh, did we? Okay, there you go. That might be where I've heard of them.
Yeah,
but I didn't realise that they went on when they split up originally, or they've split up a bunch of times by the look of it. That they went on to form Rise Against. I did not know.
Yeah,
they were
one of
Rise
them
Against.
did. Yeah.
Two of them, according to my shoddy research. Joe Principle.
And when they reformed, I don't think all of them from Rise Against. Yeah, there's a.
Well, they're off playing massive venues and arenas. Right Against got big, didn't they?
Oh, yeah.
I love that it's become almost a meme of this podcast that either you looking up something up or me looking something up, not saying what it is, just making a noise in reaction.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got a water-related fact, for 88 Fingers Louie. Do you know why they originally split up in 1996?
Internal struggles.
Internal struggles, but there was a tipping point. There was an incident that finally finished them.
Yeah.
Apparently, Dennis Buckley, the singer, was having a raging argument with Glenn Porter, the drummer, and he decided to settle the argument by urinating on the drummer. So there you go. Water fact, moistness rating, urine. Right. Any more 88 Fingers Louie chat, or shall I move on to my first choice?
The singer went on to form a band called Explode and Make Up. And I just found a link to their MySpace page.
MySpace?
Yeah.
Wow. Is Tom still there? Still sat at his desk?
I don't know.
Doing that weird look like he's been caught wanking?
No, they look like they never made anything. Anyway, yeah, play yours.
My first choice is this. What a brilliantly timed sneeze.
Ball games in the refrigerator, doors closed, lights are out, but it's getting hard. What is making pie? Pizza, pizza pie. Every minute, every second, bye, 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 bye. Orders from the pie. Pizza, pizza pie. Every minute, every second, bye, 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 bye. Pepperoni and green peppers, mushrooms, olive chive. Pepperoni and green peppers, mushrooms, olive chive. Need therapy, therapy. Advertising causes me therapy, therapy.
Well, who was that, Sam?
Corn.
It was Korn with their song, We've Got Dreadlocks and We Don't Wash Them. That was System of a Down, and the song was Chicken Stew. Oh, I've just realised it's like chicken stew. Sorry. So I said that we're not very good at helping our listeners learn things, but I'm quite good at helping myself learn things, because it's written CHIC space N for Nigel STU, and I've never said it out loud before, so I never realised it just means chicken stew. But then it's talking about pizza. Am I missing the point? Does chicken stew mean something to cool
They were
people?
They were a bit wacky on the Still This album.
We've talked about the story of Still This album before, so we won't go into it again, but I do like how bonkers this is. Can you guess my connection to fast music for slow times?
The lyrics sound a bit slow, but the music's fast.
Well, I think in this case, the listener is a bit slow for me. I really associate this album with when I first started going to the gym. And when I was on the treadmill, I would always go really slow because I'm a fat knacker. So I'd always listen to fast music, but in reality, I was getting slow times.
I just listen to podcasts, man.
I do now, unless I'm really need motivating. Then at the moment it's been Black Braid. Just getting too obsessed with the last album. I'm going to see him in London in a little while. I got really into them, and a friend of mine said, "Oh, is that the Native American black metal band?" And I was like, "I don't think so." I looked them up and went, "Yep, very much so what it is, very much so." But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So bear in mind, this is my first choice. I'm already scraping the barrel. So this is painful. So I'm going to play your next choice. So I've formed a new band, which I've talked about before, called Fuff. Hello, Matthew. My guitarist. The guitarist listens to this. And I've decided that I'm going to be one of the vocalists. We're all going to sing, and I've decided to try and develop a death growl. I want to learn how to do it. So far, I can only do it by prodding myself, like. But then
Heaving.
Hello, Sam. But when I hear vocals like this, it's just why am I even bothering? They've already won. That vocal, that growl is unreal.
Yeah,
Absolutely perfect. It's not verging into Floridian death metal Cookie Monster vocals. It's not screechy early grindcore stuff. It's just power. You could like run battery. You could charge your phone off that growl. Unbelievable.
So it's a Japanese band called Swarm with three R's. They're a bit like quite hard to find stuff on the internet, but fuck me, I love them. One of the best things I discovered last year, and I genuinely picked them because I was scraping the barrel, and they play fast, and I don't think I've played them much hit on Beat Motel before, and I wanted to play them because they're fucking incredible. Love them.
Really need more Japanese metal because Anson So Jockey. I cannot. You can say their band name properly. What is it? Anson So Jockey. We both saw them live a couple of years ago, and they're just incredible.
Oh yeah.
Apparently, some people class this Swarm as emotional grindcore.
Yeah, I found out. I discovered them because of their links to the. I think they were grindcore, but they've sort of become their own thing almost completely nowadays.
Just
really...
the intensity and sound is just mind blowing. I'm definitely looking up more. The singer Tukasa. He was in a band called Hellchild, who released a split single with Converge.
Oh. But yeah, they're so cool, and they're like, Bandcamp they self-described as chaos and grind.
Chaos and grind.
Yeah, they're an interesting band. I've only listened to 2 albums, but both of them are pretty startling, and they've been going on for a while. You know, the first thing they have, I think, which is a compilation, which is called on the Bandcamp, is called 20 Year Chaos.
Oh wow! Have you heard of a label called Deathwish Inc?
Yeah.
So that split with Converge was the first ever release on that label.
Oh wow, that's starting big or starting well.
So it was you just chose it because it's fast. That's it.
Yeah, pretty. And I just wanted to talk about them. Yeah.
Well, worth talking about. So yeah, as you say, 3 R's in the middle. Yeah. And that song was called 13.
Yeah, and we've only got 2 arses in the middle.
2 arses.
Bad joke.
I'm
a dad.
That was
I
pretty
can
bad.
make those jokes.
So, synchronize inattentive timers. Yay!
I
think it is actually exactly the same. Right, I'm going to pad for a while, and then I'm just going to play my next choice. It's such a cracking first single. Who was it, Sam?
Black Braid.
Black Braid, yes. I just dropped my ring. which may or may not be a euphemism because I've been a bit loose the last couple of days. That was the
My
Buzzcocks.
stomach's been unsettled as well. What's up with you?
I've just got a cold. It's just
think
what
I've-
happens.
I think I've been eating too much like institutional Finnish food.
Institutional Finnish food.
Yeah.
What
like,
would that be?
we've been
Fish,
away
I
at this-
assume.
We've been away at this institute in Finland somewhere, and just like the pasta they served just didn't have like any chew to it. It just like disintegrated in your mouth. And apparently, it could be gluten-free pasta because celiac disease is a real. There's a massive thing here.
Nice here as well, yeah.
Yeah, apparently it started in the Nordics,
My wife used to work at a quite famous health clinic called Shrubland. It's even mentioned in Bond films. And it was one of the first places that existed like that. It started in the early 60s. It's shut now because his lordship flogged the place. But we went to go and stay there the second to last weekend it was ever open because they used to run a lottery where my wife was a gardener there, but they'd run a lottery, and if you won the lottery, the team lottery, you got to go and stay there for free. So we went to go and stay for free, and the whole concept of the place is it's only raw food. So you'd go and eat, and there would just be raw food, just raw vegetables and fruit, nothing else. Perhaps a little bit of honey, or like Greek yogurt they had as well. So the idea was that you go there and it just completely cleanses you. And it probably would have worked if it wasn't for the fact every night we went to the pub and got lashed. I can remember one of the strangest hangovers of my life, standing in a freezing cold swimming pool with loads of biddies doing aqua aerobics, whilst really being genuinely worried I was going to throw up down the back of the women in front of me. So that was the Buzzcocks. And it's the song Boredom, just because I'd like the juxtaposition of it, a song about boredom, which if boredom had a speed, I'd always assume it was slow, but the song's quite fast. So fast music for slow times.
I really like the repeating because it made me think of the Stooges and how
We think how short the period of time was between this and the Stooges. It's 5 years, 6 years. It pops up. That little riff pops up in an early Orange Juice song, Edwyn Collins song.
Oh,
Bong bong. Famously, the first hit record to use the Roland TB-303. The little acid squelchy thing. I can't remember what the song's called, though. Sorry for anyone listening who's currently screaming on the bus or at a pigeon. Oh, they're done now. It didn't take them long.
but if you're screaming at a pigeon,
You probably fit.
you've got other problems than
You've
listening
got other
to us.
problems, but we're here.
We're
for
a symptom of your issues.
We have that as the description of the podcast from now on. Beat Motel, we're the symptom of your issues. I like that a lot. That's really cool. Oh dear. Right. Let's move on to your next choice. If you're listening to this, if you listen to Beat Motel, you've got problems you need to address. We are only a sticking plaster on your issues. Wow. Here we go. Next song. Yours one. This one.
She's flexible and just taking a take. My friends are always wondering nothing. I'd rather not mention a favorite of a can I do. I know I shouldn't pick on her, but goddamn it, so she's gonna take. She's gonna take. She's gonna take.
So one of the things that surprised me most about 2026 is I got quite into bird watching. And my wife bought me a nice pair of binoculars because the problem before was I couldn't see the birds. I didn't get the appeal of bird watching because I just couldn't see the birds. And I've got an app called Merlin, which it listens to bird calls and it tells you what birds are in the area, what it's picking out. And you and I have spoken about this before. And as a part of that, you have what they call the life list. So you keep track of all the birds from when you start the app, all the birds you've seen throughout your bird watching time. And this song, I believe, is about somebody who's got the Merlin app, but there's one really common type of bird that they just can't find. What's the name of the song and what's the band?
The band is called The Queers.
And
This is
what's
from
the song?
1990. This is called No Tit.
See, they'll have like chaffinches, bitterns.
Some,
I can't remember the name of any birds.
got cream for chaffinches.
Oh dear, our chaffinch chat is only a symptom of your disease.
I was like, when I picked this, it's like I do like The Quiz, but god damn, like, you know, mid-90s sexism, and you know, it's the really, you know, it's this is really a symptom of mid-90s sexism. Lyrics are, she's flat as a board and I just don't care, no tit, no tit. My friends are always wondering, no tit, no tit. I'd rather not mention a thing, but oh, what can I do? I know I shouldn't pick on her, but god damn, it's true, she's got no tit. No tit, she's got no tit. No tit, she's got no tit, no tit. It's no matter, big or small, no tit, no tit. Your sexist chatter bores us all, no tit, no tit. They say I'm missing out on life, that I'm being deprived, but I love my girl and she loves me, so don't laugh and act snide. I'd rather not mention a thing, but oh, what can I do? I know I should pick on her, but god damn, it's true, she's got no tit. So it's a very complex song.
It's
saying,
really both sides of the argument, both sides of the story, isn't it?
It's sort of like he's being, basically his friends are being arseholes and picking on his girlfriend, and he's sort of trying to stand up for her, but also going, you know, there's a lagging thought in his mind, but going, that there's a problem that her breasts aren't as voluminous as his friends would like.
Well, I look forward to this being clipped for the socials. Oh,
but it's like a fascinating sort of insight into quite a mentality of like social pressure, of expectations of women in the mid-90s in the punk rock scene as well, you know, in a scene that should have been more right on. I mean, I'm not with the whole PC thing, but you know, this is a song about men being arseholes, essentially.
I think, well, obviously the whole band thing. So they started in 1981.
Yeah.
So the whole, obviously the name of the band, The Queers, is provocative. And we've talked about punk bands being provocative in the past, God, many times. And a lot of it is, I don't like this, I don't like that, I don't like this. Whereas this is sort of verging more into, it's a bit more nuanced, or a bit more depth to it, I suppose.
Well, I mean, I don't think there is that much depth to it, but I think we can give it depth by sort of overanalyzing it, which is a joy to do sometimes. And yeah, like, you know, I think this is a dumb 3-chord song done in that sort of Ramones core style. It's all really like, but it tells you a lot about the time. And it tells us a lot about our time, that like you wouldn't expect a song like that coming out 2026, you know, 30 years later. You can't imagine a punk band just going, I've got a girlfriend and she's got no tits.
It's just, it's one of those things. No, that always would have been crass and unpleasant. And the PC thing, whenever I hear someone go, well, you can't say that anymore, I think you never should have said that. It's just now the world has caught up with the fact that you're I nearly said the word I'd have to beep out, and I'm not going to say it. Now, do you want the producer facts about this, my research facts?
I'll go for it.
So I've only got one thing really that sticks out as being of interest to me. And I love people in bands having names related to the band. So obviously I'm Andrew Culture because I was in a terrible band called Junk Culture. So singer, guitar, lead vocals. Do you know his name?
Yes, I used to. But...
You used to. I'll refresh your memory. Joe Queer.
Joe Queer.
Obviously, makes sense. The bassist, Dangerous Dave. I mean, obviously, he's not gone with the thing, but he's still got a punk rock name, Dangerous Dave. I quite like the drummer's name, Matt Drastic. There's just something very pleasing about that. It's just Matt Drastic. It's just a nice thing to say. I don't think the other guitarist was pulling his weight in the older name department, though, because the other guitarist was Philip Hill. Unless Philip Hill means something that I'm, too sheltered to understand. Philip Hill might be anal sex. I don't know. Get it stuck right up your Philip Hill. Oh God.
Have you tried to fill his hill?
Have you seen Philip's Hill? Right. Fast music for slow times. Choice number 3, Andrew's choice. Have you ever seen that video on how to dance to Gabba? I'm gonna add it to show notes and send it to you. I'm just gonna make a note of that now. Gabba video. It's not Gabba, but that is.
What do you call that music, young and pedant?
It's either called liquid drum and bass or neuro drum and bass. It's kind of got two names, and I chose it because I would only listen to that at extremely high volume. And the only place I can listen to music at extremely high volume is luxurious Beat Motel Studio 1 that I'm in today. There's a massive stack, and I've got an old early 80s Arcam amp there. Because if you don't have it anything less than eye-bleedingly loud, it's pointless, and it doesn't make a connection with me at all. So the only time I can listen to it loud is in this room. And I listen to it loud when I'm working on a bank holiday or a weekend or sometime when there's nobody else around. And I absolutely love it. And I don't listen to it at any other time, but it's fast music, and I play it when I'm having slow times in the office. But no, I do...
Jiggling around. Are you in your pants? I like to imagine you're in your pants.
It's too cold. Too cold. I don't know how
but
the
if
pigeons
you're dancing
are
like that, it's not too cold, surely.
It also makes typing very difficult, dancing like that.
What, being in your pants or the music?
Well, you can't use your knob for the space bar if it's too cold. Just like hip thrust, flang, like. But I never would listen to that type of music any other time. I ought to say who it is just for completion. It's Sub Focus, bizarrely in collaboration with Grimes.
I'm gonna message your wife asking if she knows you listen to
Liquid Drum and Bass.
Liquid Drum and Bass.
She'll just go, that won't mean, she probably won't even answer. It's like, those boys are being silly boys again. I don't have time for this. I'm a very sensible and important person.
Despite my husband.
Well, yeah, yin and yang, opposites attract and all that. She's attractive, intelligent, and logical, and I'm me.
The symptom of her problems.
I am the symptom of her problem. Is that a phrase? Did you just invent that phrase today, or is that actually a thing? Because it's absolutely fucking marvelous.
Oh no, it's like, it is that. It's the thing I think about quite a lot of the time, like people dealing with anxiety by going online more.
Oh, it's a symptom of the problem. I see what you meant. Oh dear, what problems are people having that they're listening to us?
I like Trump. Trump, in my opinion, Trump is a massive problem, but he's a symptom rather than the actual sort of like he's a symptom of a really sick system rather than like, oh, you know, if we just get rid of him, things will be fine again. Like things weren't fine before we got him. That's why we got him. You know, things were pretty fucked.
You're a clever.
But he's just double, triple, quadruple down on it.
He's giving it a face. Right.
Yeah.
We ought to play your last choice, which is this one. Oh yeah, it was so short.
Yeah.
It was so short, and I keep an eye on the timer because we don't use more than 30 seconds of any track. It was so short. The song finished, and YouTube automatically played the next song, and I kind of went, oh, and clearly forgot to edit it.
What was the next song?
I have no idea. It's a different band. It was just whatever YouTube chose next. I probably can find out if you really want to know. Tell us who it is and why you chose it, and give us some fascinating facts.
The Hers Collective, formerly known simply as Plus Hers, Plus, pronounced Hers, is an American queer punk musical collective based in Philadelphia.
Philadelphia. Home of the cheese.
The Cheese. Founded in 2011 by vocalist Jenna Pupp and guitarist SM, they have amassed over 50 releases, including 2 studio albums for Get Better Records, Friends, Lovers, Favorites, and from 2018, and We're Still Here from 2023, drew media attention for their extensive high-profile feature artists, including Garbages, Shirley Manson, Screaming Females, Marissa Paternoster, and My Chemical Romance's Frank
Really?
and also our favourite Laura Jane Grace is on it as well. Yeah, they're I don't know. They seem to come out of nowhere for me, and then like go to nowhere. And last time I saw them, the Stupids were playing in Helsinki like 2 years ago now, or something like that. And they were playing. I think they were playing a festival somewhere in the middle of Finland, so they stopped over in Helsinki for a gig. And Hers were co-headlining the festival.
Wow.
But then I couldn't find anything about them, at all whatsoever playing, and I was very confused. And looks like they've been quiet since 2023. Also on the album is Melt Banana, and they really got like cool people in on their albums, just really the cool. To me, it's sort of like, I don't know, hardcore grindcore, punk grindcore. I always prefer the punk grindcore than the metal grindcore, frankly.
Yeah, it's more of our nature. I think it's more in keeping with ethically, probably as much as anything else. The punk grindcore is always going to be a bit of more of a safe space for us. There are some things I really like about the Hers Collective, and we've talked about them before. Do you know the reason why none of their songs are longer than 60 seconds?
Why?
They say their philosophy is if you can't get your point across in under a minute, you're probably talking too much like a politician. Just wow. Just to actually just state that in interviews. Just what a great thing. And I agree as a communicator who focuses on clarity and
I mean, what
stuff.
did you? What was the message you got across from that song?
Couldn't understand a bloody word of it. Sounded good though.
This one, like, to me, they seem to have come from out of nowhere and they've sort of disappeared into nothing. But they blasted well and they blasted wonderfully and yeah.
I've not been able to find it, but they are a band. I think they have like a manifesto, like a set of rules, which bands used to do. I think it's quite a cool thing. The only other band I can think of in recent years, is These Animal Men. I say recent years, that was mid-90s. When you went to their gig, do you remember These Animal Men? They were that awful new wave of punk thing that had some good band like Smash. There's a band called Smash who I quite like. But you went to their gig and they handed you a manifesto, which is so wonderfully pretentious and so wonderfully. But I just liked stating it. So on their manifesto, they describe their policy is that their music is for freaks by freaks, which I like. And apparently they hand out safety kits at their gigs.
Oh, maybe safe sex kit stuff, like rape alarms, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, there was
it's music.
There was some anarcho hardcore band from the UK ages ago that I bought their vinyl. It was like, because frankly it sounded pretty good in the cheap. So I went, I'll invest in the band. Came with loads of zines. So I was like, I'm not going to fucking read this.
I loved that. The zine thing. It still exists. I still get sent copies of Gadgie. I published a book. Gadgie is just a great zine from Boston, Lincolnshire, where he's really into thrashcore and stuff. It's just a fun zine. I collected his works years ago and published a book, which was a mistake. Not a mistake to publish it, but I paid a professional proofer, our friend Alice, and I sent the wrong version of the book to the printers. So they printed the copy of the version of the book that had all Alice's proofing notes in it, and her proofing notes were things like, one of the phrases was something like "hocking a jemmy," and it's like a Middlesbrough term for spitting, or like spitting a greenie. So in the book it says blah blah blah, hocking a greenie. Then there's like square brackets, and there's just Alice saying, I don't know what this means, but it sounds fun, I might keep using it in daily life. Which utterly fucked up the book, which was my fault.
It turns it into a very postmodern experience, doesn't it? I thought that sounds pretty good as like an art piece.
Did sell a bunch of copies. I ended up driving to Boston with the remaining copies just to get them out of the house when I was about to become a dad. The Boston music scenes, do you know much about it? Because it is really interesting, because Boston, Lincolnshire has issues. It's one of the places that voted 100% for Brexit, or almost 100%. Because I know my friend Marv Gadgie wouldn't have voted for it. But the music scene's really cool. It all operates around a pub called the Indian Queen, which is a bit like the Steamboat, I suppose, in Ipswich. And it's one of those places, bands that tour in a DIY style always tend to go there. But they put out a compilation album with, I think, probably the best, most insider joke knowing title ever. So they released a compilation album of all the bands called This Is Boston, Not Boston. So instead of so the insider thing is there's a really famous compilation album called This Is Boston, Not LA. So I just love the fact they released something called This Is Boston, Not Boston.
Well, there's a town near Brighton, when the Brighton punk scene was busy, there's a town near Brighton called Littlehampton, which is featured in quite a good film, what's it called? Dirty Little Letters.
Is that Littlehampton? That film's bloody great.
But locally, because of the estuary accent, it's Littlehampton, so it's LA.
Littlehampton. Oh, yeah, no, I've just my inattentive time has just bleeped as well, but we've still got one more track, and then I want some input.
Does this mean we failed and we have to?
Look, our failure is a symptom of our listeners. Here's the last track. That's the Blue Tones, and the song's called Fast Boy, because at this point I needed to go to bed and I'd run out of imagination for fast songs for slow times.
Well, good luck with water next week.
I made the mistake of I've realised I haven't looked at the Beat Motel comments on the YouTube channel for a while, and they're just, people don't like us. It's just great. It's just there's certain clips which I do not understand why they're still being viewed, because they are old. There's one we talk about, Streetlight Manifesto, and my favourite new comment, someone just said, "What a shit take." It kind of sums it up. It sums up the vibe of the show.
But people, I mean, this is this thing of like, I don't know, just the comment section, just don't. If you feel the need to comment on something, just go to the local, just have a beer. Shut up and have a beer. Go to a pub and go to a pub. If you don't have a pub, you're in the wrong country.
Do any countries not have pubs? Oh, of course they don't.
But,
bars.
You know, like
Saudi Arabia, I guess, doesn't have many pubs. Do you think we've got a lot of listeners in Saudi
well, maybe
Arabia?
you go to the local, just chill out. Fuck off.
Have a wank.
Have a wank or have a beer. If you're, I mean, that just across all divisions of society, that makes life a bit better.
Right, there's a good summary for the show. Right, lovely to see you again, Sam. I'm glad we are back. Next week, we're going to talk about water, and we're going to have a moistness rating. Right. Oh, man. Well, that'll be fun, won't it? Right. Right, I'm going to say goodbye. Do you want to say goodbye?
No, Sam, no, that's wrong.